Welcome back, second graders, to Day 17 Skills Block, Setting Purpose from Engagement Text to Decodables. Our learning targets for the day: I can tell what I learned from the text babies. I can read high-frequency words. I can read the decodable text babies. Gather round together, together, together. It's time to hear a story, a story, a story. It's time to hear a story and say what you've learned. Listen carefully as I read this text, babies. After I am finished reading, you will retell the main points to someone at home and answer some questions about it. Babies, did you know that every person and creature in the world used to be a little baby? A human baby is called an infant. Monkey babies are also called infants. Monkeys and humans are both mammals, which means they carry their babies inside their bodies until they are ready to be born. Fish do not keep their babies in their body until they are ready to be born. Instead, female fish lay many eggs, which hatch into baby fish. A baby fish is called a fry. Most fish babies have a yellow sac attached to their belly for the first hours or days of their life. This sac feeds them until they swim on their own and can find their own food. Now on to some fur babies. A baby rabbit is called a bunny, but is also sometimes called a kitten. Female rabbits can give birth to as many as 14 babies at a time. Although a mother rabbit does not lay eggs like a bird does, she does make a nest. The nest is used to hide her bunnies from predators and to keep them warm. Now let's talk about some creepy, crawly babies, maggots. A maggot begins as an egg, then hatches into a larva, also known as a maggot. The maggots are white and legless. These maggots search for a dark place where they begin to pupate. Soon, they become an adult, also known as a fly. Like maggots, baby birds come from eggs, but they are not legless and wingless. They are blind and naked when they're first born, though. A baby bird is called a hatchling. Hatchlings do not leave the nest at first, so they must be fed by their parents. A hatchling makes a chirping sound called food begging, which alerts its parents to put food straight into its mouth. They sometimes do this as frequently as every 15 minutes. Whether the baby is furry or feathered, comes from an egg or from their mother's belly, most babies have one thing in common: they're all pretty cute. So I want you to think about what you learned from our engagement text. What type of text was this? That's right, it was a nonfiction or informational text. How do you know this? That's right, there was real information and facts within the text telling us that it was a nonfiction or informational text. Which babies are carried in their moms' bodies? 3 that were mentioned in our text were human babies, rabbit babies, and monkey babies, and they are all mammals. Which babies hatch from an egg? Birds, maggots, and fish all hatch from an egg. In the text, we learn that the maggots are born legless and wingless. What does this mean? The suffix "less" on the end of a word means without. Maggots are baby flies that are born without legs and wings. Notice that that suffix was added to the base word leg and the base word wing. Legless, without legs, and wingless, without wings. So maggots are born without both of those. A baby fish, also known as a fry, has a sac attached to its body when it is born. What does it mean to be attached? To be joined or fastened to something. So the sac is attached and joined to the baby at first, the baby fish, to make sure that it is helping it to eat. So I want you to think to yourself, what are some similarities and differences between the babies we described? That's right, some are born from their moms and some hatch out of eggs. That's how they're different. And a similarity we heard too was that they're all pretty cute. It's time to grapple, baby, grapple, baby, grapple, baby, grapple, baby, grapple, baby, grapple. Is it a snap or trap word? Think about it and back it up. Think about it and back it up. Is it a snap or trap word? It's going to be a hard, but think about it and make a start. We know some words can be hard to read and spell because they don't look and sound like they should. We call those words that don't play fair. Today, we're going to look at words like this and figure out what makes them hard to read and spell. We have our list of snap or trap words: usually, animal, around, there, ate, people, that's, you've. And we also have our snap and trap T-chart. All of these words that I just read are high frequency words, which mean we see them a lot when we read and use them a lot when we spell. Some of them are regularly spelled words, meaning that they play fair. Some of them are irregularly spelled, so they don't play fair. We will figure out which ones should go in the trap column, words that don't play fair, and ones that go in the snap column, words that do play fair. Read all these words aloud to yourself right now. Okay, let's go over our first word, ate. Take a minute and think about the word and say it back to yourself again, ate. Do you think this is a snap or a trap word? That's right. Ate is a trap word because we hear the A sound at the beginning. There's a word that sounds just like it, but it means something completely different, a homophone, and it's spelled A-T-E, like I ate a sandwich. So this word, ate, E-I-G-H-T, meaning the number 8, doesn't play fair. It's a trap word. Let's look at our next word. Usually. Usually is another word that doesn't play fair. People. People's another word that would fall in the trap column. Animal is a snap word because it does play fair. Possible is another snap word. And there is another trap word because this can be a confusing word for others since there's an apostrophe within it. Make sure that you try writing these down so you're practicing your spelling with them. Oh, I forgot one more. You've. You've is also a trap word. Now you will read a story, a story, a story. Now you'll read a story with words that you know. First, we read the text Babies together. Now we're going to read a related text with the same title. This text is filled with words that you can read. There are decodable words, and there are some words that don't play fair, like another. When we read, we're going to be looking for some of our high frequency words like usually, ate, animal, people, around, that's, there, and you've. Normally you have this text with you, and hopefully you have it with you right now also. But I'm going to start off by reading it to you, and you can follow along. I encourage you to make sure that you're reading it out loud with us also. Babies. Just like people, animals have babies. A human baby is called an infant. Monkey babies are also called infants. Monkeys carry their babies around just like people. Do you think they cry like human babies? Did you know that a baby fish is called a fry? The female fish usually lays many eggs. The baby fry hatches out of an egg. Some baby fish hide and rest in the rocks until they are ready to swim and find their own food. A rabbit's baby is called a bunny. Bunnies can also be called kittens. Does that remind you of another animal? That's right. Cat babies are also called kittens. Female rabbits make a nest to keep the bunnies warm and safe. Female cats give birth to around 4 or 5 kittens at a time, but they can sometimes have as many as 9. A group of kittens is called a litter. You've probably seen a baby dog before. These babies are called puppies. Like kittens, a group of puppies is called a litter. A female dog may give birth to only 1 or maybe as many as 7 or 8 puppies in a litter. Now onto a baby that's not quite as cute, a maggot. A maggot is a baby fly. It does not look like a fly though. Flies have wings and legs, but maggots are white and legless and wingless. Like fish, baby birds come from an egg. The female bird lays eggs in a nest. She takes care of the eggs until they hatch. When they are first born, they're called hatchlings. Which baby is your favorite? The furry ones like puppies, bunnies, or kittens? Or do you like insect babies like a maggot or a caterpillar? Or do you like the fish fry baby? Or a feather baby like a hatchling? Now's the time for you to take a look and try to find some of the words that are your high frequency words. I already see one of them. You've, as in you've probably seen a baby dog before. You've is one of our sight words. Another one of our sight words was usually. Do you see usually in here? I know it's in there. I haven't found it yet, though. Another sight word is 8. I know that I saw 8 when they were talking about puppies. It said as 7 or 8 puppies in a litter. And another sight word was animal. I saw animal with to make plural animals up at the top. Just like people, animals have babies. Make sure that you take the time to go back and reread this decodable lots and lots of times to make sure that you're becoming a fluent reader with it. And don't forget to look for those sight words. Let's reflect on our learning. What does it mean to be independent? What knowledge and skills do you have now that you did not have earlier in the year? What does it mean to be an independent reader? And how did you acquire that knowledge or skill? Thanks so much for joining us with Second Grade Skills Block. I'll see you tomorrow.